Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for sharing your valuable time with us this evening. Andrey Khovratov here. Now, today I'm going to share something pretty close to my heart. It's actually helped me escape from the situation I was in not all that long ago, and it's giving so many others around the world a way out also. So what have we got? How to begin creating the lifestyle of a professional investor without a huge outlay of time or money. Now, I'm guessing this might not be your first information call on how to get some freedoms in your life. The first thing I'd like to mention is if you've struggled or failed to generate any lasting passive income in the past, then it's not your fault. The information you require to do it is not taught in our education systems around the world. Now, in my view, that's completely and utterly deliberate, but that's a whole other story. So unless you went to university or had wealthy parents, how are you supposed to know? Personally, I wish I knew then what I know now. Now, I'm sure you'll feel the same. Now, if you've been worried that you haven't reached financial freedom yet, I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right information and the right people to explain it. Now, the system, as we call it, school, university, TV, news, movies, parents, banks, governments, everything and everyone is there to make you go to school, get a good education, get a trade or a degree, get a good job and work hard for 40 to 50 years and you'll have a great life. Yeah, right. But what does that really get you? All right. Personally, I started out with a crippling debt when I went to university from the fees. No time, no freedom, living paycheck to paycheck. In fact, I had to send the wife to work to make ends meet, and I was tracking towards retiring at 70 if I was lucky, with failing health due to many years of stress and struggle in the workforce. Would that sound about right? Now, if you've ever thought that the government and the banks actually want you to fail, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you in debt and in need. The difference with us is we actually care about your success and truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. Now, my goal for this call is to help two types of people. For those who've been working for 20 years or more and are not in a position to retire financially free, and also for those who are starting out, you'll learn how to avoid years of stress and struggle in the workforce. So how are we going to do that? We're going to explain the new economic evolution of the world, or new, and how it can help you escape from all those years of pain and suffering. But before we do, we need to do a disclaimer. You are not registered brokers or advisors. Consider information as offered as recommendation or personal advice. All business opportunities come with risks, so please be responsible for your own results. Figures offered are for illustrative purposes only. We do not offer financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and seek confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial advisor for compliance in your country. But please make sure they're smart ones and not just tax collectors. So that being said, who am I? Andrey Khovratov is my name. I'm a president within the Skyway Invest Group, within the new, sorry. I am an international speaker and a private investor both inside and outside of New. I'm a full-time online marketer and networker, but I never used to be. I used to be a civil engineer working 10 to 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. You know, the old 5:30 alarm, press sleep for 9 minutes, roll out of bed, through the shower, grab a coffee and into the car by 5:49, or I'd catch the traffic. Arrive at 7 a.m, a phone in each ear, you know, the boss in one ear, the labour force in the other, work back after everyone's gone home to catch up on the paperwork. An hour drive home. That's not living, guys, that's surviving. I very soon learnt to resent the time I spent there instead of home with the family where I should have been. I'm also an Australian, obviously, and I live in the Philippines by choice. I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast and a global investment portfolio co-owner, which is one of the major things we'll talk to you about now. Now, obviously, we've got a few lifestyle shots there. I've been to a few different countries this year, UK, Malaysia, India, Belarus a couple of times. To be honest, it's been a massive 2019, just as you can have the biggest year ever in 2020. But look, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows, guys. Not all that long ago, everything had culminated to a point where I had $50 to my own name to eat for 2 weeks, before I flew back home to the Philippines. Now, the only place I could get internet was sitting my computer on that bin, that upturned esky, and that bin was my office for 12 to 18 hours a day because my back was to the wall. Point is, we got through, and funnily enough, most of the leaders in my team today came from that 2-week period. Now, all worked out, by the way. We continued to build the business and, you know, got up the ranks and made a killing. So, but back then, when we were in our innovative transport project, we had a limitation that made it struggle to realise the incomes needed. New, sell education, right? The stuff you don't learn in schools. As we do that, we create revenue. Half of that went to the innovative technology, and in return, we received equity ownership in it. That's our business model. Now, it wasn't until February this year where we heard rumour that our CryptoUnit program was soon to launch. It was officially announced in March, and it launched in March. So our CryptoUnit program, once that was officially announced, we got to work big time. And since then, we've realised a lot of the dreams, obviously reached the president, spoke on stage and all that stuff. But here's the thing, we still sell education. In return, we actually receive equity ownership in the global investment portfolio within our CryptoUnit program. Coincidentally, we are the largest shareholders in the innovative transport technology. And here's the real difference, guys. We have been receiving monthly bonuses from that portfolio for 7 months now. This changed everything. Okay, we have now income as well. So the launch of our CryptoUnit program allowed everyday people like us to tap into the global investment portfolio, profit from it, whilst we learn to develop our own portfolios. So what is this new thing we're talking about and the 3 pillars we talk about? Now, it's like a 3-legged stool. Obviously, 3 work better than 2 or 1. Now, the first one is education. Now, as we've kind of alluded to, the existing education system is failing. It's the banks and government's way of extracting wealth from your pocket to theirs. We won't harp on that too much. Our lessons fast track you to the wealth creation mindset, how to develop business and investing where you get people and money working for you. What's on offer? Uncapped, unlimited passive income and financial freedom. Now, when people hear financial freedom, they have visions of Lamborghinis, mansions, 50-foot yachts and private jets. Now, it's really not. If you can learn how to generate enough passive income to cover your expenses existing, are you not financially free? Could you then work on lifestyle? I suggest you can. Freedom and choices, guys, are a lot closer than you think. Now, next is the co-ownership. Now, this is where a lot of people get excited, but first I'm going to introduce you to Andrey Khovratov. He is our CEO. He is a professional investor, a self-made multimillionaire, the Academy of a Private Investor, the creator of Academy of a Private Investor, which is an education course teaching you how to become a professional investor. He's the founder of New, which evolved from the Innovative Tech Transport Project, and he's a finance and investments business coach. I'll get my mojo back in a minute. Now, guys, back in 2011, the Academy of a Private Investor was launched. We are 9 years old, guys. Yes, it evolved in 2014 and it's evolving again now. So we are not a new kid on the block. So let's have a look at our portfolio. Andrey knew when they first started the transport program back in 2014 that it would sooner or later come to completion. He knew that we would also need an instrument to promote moving forward. So he pulled $26,000 out of his own pocket and started an investment portfolio for us back then. He utilised the strategies he teaches and invested the money and over the following 5 years turned that into a portfolio of $12 million. They wrapped a security token offering around it and put our SDO, or our CryptoUnit program, into pre-launch. As of August this year, it was valued at 63 million, and October over $100 million. Let's have a bit of a look at what's in there. We will expand more further on. Real estate developments. We've got just shy of 2 billion transport shares. We have 3 gold mines and counting, gold trading, stock markets in the USA, investments in the USA and Russian markets, UGPay, GeniePay, banking license and brokerage firms. We are going to have our own banking eco-culture around our portfolio. We're in the movie industry. We have cash investments and reserves, and we've got cryptocurrency holdings, trading and ATMs. Now let's compare our CryptoUnit club to other instruments in the market. Many people would have heard of an ICO, an initial coin offering. Sorry, guys, very croaky. Now that's an unregulated industry that all you need is a coin on the blockchain, a white paper, a scratched up website and a story. Now the story could be, we're going to disrupt the banking industry by having unlimited international transactions for minimal fees 24 hours a day. Now, you know, people traditionally go, wow, that sounds great. We're going to throw a lot of money at that in the hope that it reaches an exchange, spikes in price so they can sell their coin at extreme profit and solve all of their financial problems. Now, traditionally, don't get me wrong, there are a couple of good ones here and there, but a lot of unscrupulous people have launched ICOs, collected the money and run away with it, leaving people out of pocket, angry, dismayed, gun shy on new opportunities. Now, here's the point. We are not an ICO. We are in the pre-launch of a security token offering. Security being the operative word. That indicates that there is an asset underlying our token. It is a regulated industry. Now, the asset in our case is the investment portfolio that we've just described. We are still in the final stages of pre-launch, so the discounts we're getting on the packages will never be available again. We have the opportunity to accumulate a lot of these tokens right now and create some insane wealth. Who wants some of that? Yeah, absolutely. So phase 2 of our global merchandising phase, there will be a staged rollout with some very exciting stuff. Announcements will be coming out in the very near future. The third phase is when we go onto the exchange, fully SEC compliant. Sometime in the first quarter next year is the anticipated date. Now, once our public launch happens, 65% of every dollar spent on new tokens released will get invested back into our portfolio, increasing its size significantly. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. We've been receiving loyalty bonuses since May and will continue to do so. And we are starting to receive bonuses on the growth of the portfolio as well. Now, these bonuses will continue for decades/generations to come, as the portfolio is specifically designed to last for generations, where they'll pull anywhere from 8 to 35% of the growth of the portfolio and pay it back to the token holders in the form of an ongoing increasing monthly passive income that will last for the rest of your life, and you'll be able to will it onto your children and them to theirs. Is this not what everybody is looking for? Now, for a moment, let's talk about the dollar. Back in 1971, Richard Nixon temporarily removed the gold standard from the US dollar. At that point, every currency around the world became a fiat currency. At that point also, it allowed banks and governments around the world to start conjuring up money out of thin air. And they've been doing so in the trillions. Banks don't lend money, they create it. That's why it's so hard to get by these guys these days, because our dollar is being diluted by the minute. Now, just on a side note, if you study the history of money, every fiat currency in the history of time, and there's been over 600 of them, has returned to its intrinsic value of 0. Why will this be any different? if you're not prepared for what's to come in the near future, you could very well get wiped out. So back in the 1950s and 60s, you could actually exchange your money for gold. Gold is a brilliant store of value. Back in the Roman days, you could buy a chariot with a bar of gold, and today you could buy a car. Now, imagine if you had these 4 shiny bars of gold sitting on your kitchen table, apart from going, yeah, hey, is there any way you could turn them into 20 bars of gold of the same size without digging them up out of your back garden, buying them, or hijacking the golden goose? There isn't, is there? Because it's a finite amount of a precious metal. Right? This is why banks and governments hate it, because they can't print it. Now, on the other side of the fence, our golden goose, we literally can produce 20 bars of gold because we own several gold mines. Now, I hope you understand that our asset underlying our token will grow in value and not just price like gold will. Now, guys, our portfolio has grown from 26,000 to 12 million to 40 million to 63 to $100 million. Pretty strong upward trend, don't you think? I believe, well, I'll ask you the question, do you believe that trend will continue if they've been able to do that so far? Absolutely. What if, or what do you think that will do to the price of our token moving forward? Absolutely. So we will absolutely cash in on that. Now, let's have a look at what's inside our portfolio in some greater depth. We have the venture capital segment. Now, obviously, the innovative transport project that we've been involved with for 5 years is a major part of that portfolio, and we will make a bucket load of money out of that. But there's another one coming out, the basalt technology. Now, being an engineer, I'm quite excited about this. I think it's like black gold, okay? Basalt is a fiber that they derive by melting down volcanic rock. It's kind of like carbon fiber, all right? You can actually make textiles out of it. We can make skins for cars, aeroplanes. There's lots of manufacturing opportunities, space technology, household furniture, durable, 3D printing. Now, as an engineer, this one gets me excited. Every concrete structure around the world, short of a garden path, needs steel reinforcement or some kind of reinforcement within it. Now, these bars, you know, range from a couple of millimeters up to, 2 inches round. Now, basalt can actually form reinforcement bars for concrete, but steel is heavy, it's expensive, it corrodes, and it's difficult to handle when you're in the construction process. The basalt reinforcement bars are a fraction of the weight, a fraction of the price, easier to handle, and they don't corrode. Therefore, concrete structures don't deteriorate. Can you imagine the scope or the potential of this? The market potential, guys, is in the trillions. We are 50% owners in this company. Now, if that doesn't get you excited, we are also in the precious metals. We have already 3 gold mines, one of which is already producing. We are negotiating another gold mine in Australia as we speak. We also trade gold. Now, recently I was in India at the leadership event in Goa. We actually saw with our own eyes the contract for Ural Gold. In the annex, it showed that by April next year, they will have produced 40 tonne of gold, and then thereafter 10 tonne of gold per month. So by June next year, that will mean 60 metric tonnes of gold will be produced. We own half of that. By June next year, we will have 30 tonne of gold backing our token. What do you think is going to happen when we get all of these other gold mines producing with it? Oh my God. Now, if that doesn't get you excited, we're also in the banking segment. We have investments in a holding company that owns a bank. We have access to that banking license now, along with brokerage firms. We have one in the US, one in Cyprus, which covers the US and Europe markets. We are working on Singapore and India as we speak. UG Pay, data bank, that we have a sign-off on our license to become a fully fledged online bank. Genie Pay is an online payment, boundaryless payment solution. All right, CryptoMat, our ATMs, right? We have 4 of these installed in offices, in new offices in Europe. They have the functionality. You can put cash into them and buy cryptocurrencies, including ours. You can also put cryptocurrencies, including ours, into it and pull cash out. These will be utilised significantly. Now, each machine can profit anywhere from 500, 1,000 and more, depending on its turnover, per machine. Our goal is to have tens of thousands of these across the globe. The potential is insane, guys. Now, if that doesn't get you excited, we have many investments in the stock market. The US, the Russian, we're moving into the Indian stock market as well. We have lots of initial public offering investments and mutual funds. We are making profit already from all of these. If that doesn't get you excited, we're also in the cryptocurrency and blockchain. We've got investments in the STO. We've got holdings in several coins, obviously. And we've got a little algorithmic trading program working away that we're testing. It's already made us 70 odd grand and we're just testing it, all right? So giddy up. We have equity in several businesses. Obviously, Sushi Master is one of those. We have 5% equity in that company. They already have 230 stores about. By April next year, they'll have about 300. And from April 2020 to 2021, they expect to launch 2,000 more stores. That will mean a 5 billion or thereabout capitalisation. We own 5% of that. Pretty handy. Now that's about $250 million, by the way. Now we already have 2 50/50 stores, right? How that works is we front the cash to open the store. They pay our investment back out of the profits 100% until it's paid. Then we share the profit 50/50 with Sushi Master, who managed the store. So we get an income without having to do anything. I say rack them up all day long. We'll have hundreds of those, thank you very much. Right? We also have 100% franchise opening in Belarus in the very near future. Shikard is another one. This is an online shopping, cashback, U-Butte, everything that's going to be incorporated within our banking ecosystem as a bonus, guys. Right? We'll make a bucket load of money. Now, this isn't the only equity. I mean, if you add into their basalt and other things as well. Now, we are also in the movie market, right? We met Dragon Man in India. It's targeted to the Asian markets. It might seem a little bit corny for us Westerners, but the Asian market loves this stuff. Now, for an outlay of about $2.5 million, we could potentially look at about $90 to $100 million return. The profits are insane, guys. We are moving into TV series and the Bollywood arena as well. Very, very exciting. We are also in the real estate market. Now we've got land in Phuket, Thailand, and the Crimea on the Black Sea. Andrey showed us with Google Maps where these locations are. We will be building resorts on these and using the Marriott business model, timeshare business model, to generate a serious ongoing income. And we won't just stop at 2 resorts, guys. Now, fingers crossed, we're hoping for a very exciting announcement on the real estate. Now, keep an eye on this space. We also have gemstones. We mechanically produce our own diamonds. These are 1 carat clear diamonds. We can make them in 6 different colors, and the quality is of such that you can barely tell between these and a real diamond. We've got more to invest. We're buying bigger machinery which will allow us to create diamonds up to about 10 carats in size. The market potential of these is selling them to mining companies for diamond head drill bits and such, selling them to to jewelers to make jewelry, or make our own jewelry and selling it at 5 times the price. We'll probably do all of the above. All right. A few of the IPO, initial public offering deals. Revolve is a LA-based fashion company. Right? CrowdStrike, antivirus software for businesses. We've doubled our money already on these. Fiverr, many of you will know who these are. Chewy, this is who I thought it was, but it's actually an online pet store. Now, these guys wanted to go international. The banks wouldn't give them enough money, so they actually came to us. Who's seen the show Shark Tank, where people pitch their products and services in the hope of getting an investment in exchange for equity ownership? That's our business model, guys. We have people coming to us now, so we get to pick and choose which investments suit us best, both in capitalisation and ongoing revenue. How exciting is that? Just a few others. Adaptive technology, Change Healthcare, The Real, Medallia, Health Catalyst, and Live On Go. It's just to name a few. We have countless other IPO deals that we're invested in. Now, that is the co-ownership part of the new economic evolution of the world. Rather exciting, isn't it? Now, to be involved in that, all we need to do is embrace and be involved in some of our education. By buying education packages, you get gifted part ownership in the portfolio. Simple as that. All right, the third pillar, business. Now, obviously, this is how myself and many other people around the world have changed their situations completely by embracing this third pillar, along with the other two, of the new economic evolution of the world. So you can actually earn your financial freedom passively by acquiring enough education packages and tokens in our portfolio to sit back and wait for the dividends to grow in size, which they will. It'll just take time. If you need money a bit quicker than that, you can actually share this life-changing opportunity with others, give them a chance to start getting some freedoms in their life. And by doing so, you earn commissions, paid real time, and bonus tokens. Right? Obviously, the more you share this, the bigger your team, the bigger the income will be. So what I'm going to do, guys, is share 3 secrets of the new economic evolution of the world. First, you can fast track your knowledge and mindset to that of the super wealthy. You can start eliminating the limiting beliefs that are brainwashed into us from kindergarten onwards, like money doesn't grow on trees, all right? You have to work hard to make money and all this sort of stuff. You know, all the cliches. The world is abundant. We can start opening your mind up to that and tapping into the abundance that's absolutely out there. You can jumpstart your portfolio by tapping into our CryptoUnit program. You can start literally earning while you're learning, and learn how to compound your efforts significantly by helping others in their path to their freedom. We are actually helping people, ladies and gentlemen. People are looking for a way out these days. So this 1, 2, 3 combination can only be found with new. Now, it's easy to get started. Grab the link from the person who invited you. There are lots of news, training and support groups. So if you just want to share this with a couple of people along the way, or build it like the serious business it is and can be, we have the training and support. We want you to become a professional investor, both inside and outside of New. We want you to create multiple, massive, passive income streams so you can start generating some financial freedom in your life and then in turn help others reach theirs. We can all start doing what we love and follow your passion. What we're also doing, guys, is leaving a legacy for your family. The portfolio that you gather and accumulate today will live on through generations. You will be the one your family speaks about in generations to come as the one that set this up all those years ago to allow them to have the freedom and lifestyle they've got. So on that, guys, that's the end of the official presentation. What we'll actually do is open it up for questions and answers.